لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد Inshallah, we will continue with Babu Da'wat al-Walidain, the chapter on the supplications of the two parents. Can you hear me, Ada Yusuf? Can you hear me, Abu Yusuf?
Yeah, you can hear me, Sheikh.
This hadith, Al-Imam al-Bukhari has said the chapter heading. How is it that the two parents will supplicate to the child or will supplicate for the child? I think that's supplication. What does it benefit the child? Or supplicating against the child? It harms the child. Both of them, either for the child, for good, or against the child for evil. May Allah protect us. And both of these things happen with parents. Sometimes the child will annoy the parent, and then they will say a supplication against the child. And sometimes the child will be so pleasing to the parents, and they will say a supplication for the child. Each of these is contained under this chapter head. So Al-Imam al-Bukhari placed it under Babu Da'wat al-Walidain, regarding the supplication of parents, whether for the child or against the child. May Allah protect us. He placed it on, he started with the hadith of ورعاه بن فضالة. الإمام البخاري said رحمه الله حدثنا معاذ بن فضالة. The Shaykh of Al-Imam al-Bukhari in this hadith is Al-Imam Mu'adh ibn Fadala. In some of the copies that I have seen, you will see them say Mu'adh ibn Fadala. This is wrong. This Mu'adh ibn Fadala. قال حدثنا هشام. هشام in this isnad from Mu'adh ibn Fadala has reported this hadith. Is Al-Imam Hisham al-Dawani or al-Dastuwani. Al-Imam Hisham al-Dastuwani Abu Bakr al-Basri rahimahullah. If we have the time today, we have spoken a bit about him, because he's from amongst the scholars of Hadith that have reported a lot of Hadith. Those who, when you read the books of Hadith, you will always come across them. It's always good that we know about them. Here is Imam Hisham al-Dastawai Abu Bakr al-Basri. He has reported this hadith from the Shaykh, who is also in Muslim from the scholars of Medina at the times of the Rabi'ul, Yahya ibn Abi Kathir. So it says, حدثنا هشام عن يحيى هو ابن أبي كثير. So Imam Yahya here is Yahya ibn Abi Kathir and Abi Ja'far. He has reported this hadith from the Tabi'i Abu Ja'far al-Ansari al-Mu'azzin. Abu Ja'far al-Ansari al-Mu'azzin. Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi rahimahullah said that Abu Ja'far's name is not known. Is just known as Abu Ja'far al-Mu'azzin from amongst the Ansars, from the people of Medina. He used to call the Adhan, and so he would be called al-Mu'azzin, but he is Abu Ja'far al-Ansari. His name is not known, according to Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi, and that statement was affirmed by Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar rahimahullah that the name of actual name of Abu Ja'far was not known. This kind of a thing was common in the early times amongst the Muslims. A man will be so popular with his kunya that his real name would not be known. Or a man would be so popular with a lafaz nickname so much that his name would not be known. Remember Sakina, Abu Bakr, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sakina ordinarily means sheep, and he was actually called Sakina by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That overshadowed his name. In this case, in our hadith, Abu Ja'far's name is not known. Al-Adabul Mufrad is the one who has reported this hadith from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. One who has reported this hadith from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم ثلاث دعوات مستجابات لهن ثلاث دعوات مستجابات لهن لا شك فيهن ثلاث دعوات مستجابات لهن لا شك فيهن دعوة المظلوم ودعوة المسافر ودعوة الوالدين على ولدهما ثلاث دعوات مستجابات لهن لا شك فيهن دعوة المظلوم ودعوة المسافر ودعوة الوالدين على ولدهما. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, ثلاث دعوات مستجابات. Three supplications are granted. Three kinds of supplications. Mustajabat are each granted. Three groups of supplications. For each of them, when you find that supplication, they are what? Mustajabat. They are granted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, La shakka fi jinnah. There is no doubt about their ijabah. La shakka fi ijabati jinnah. There is no doubt about the fact that those prayers granted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first of them is da'wat al-mazlum, the supplication, the prayer of the person who is oppressed, or the prayer of the person who is wronged by another person, or the prayer of the person against whom aggression is directed. All of these people are mazlum. Someone takes the property of another person. Someone oppresses the other person. Someone denies another person his rights or her rights. The person who is denied of the rights becomes so angry, so pained, so touched in his mind or her mind. These kinds of oppression occur in so many ways. It can be the oppression of a woman by her husband. May Allah protect all of us. Can be the oppression of a man by his wife. It can be the oppression of a brother by his brother. It can be the oppression of a sister by his sister. When the mazlum, the one who is oppressed, supplicates, directing the supplication to the God, the one who has oppressed, it is da'watul mustajabah. It is a supplication that Allah will accept. And that's why the hadith of Awwal, when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sent Mu'adh on the errand to Yemen, one of the advices he gave Mu'adh was that Mu'adh should be careful about the property of the people, and he should be careful about da'wat al-mazlum. He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, فَإِنَّهُ لَيْسَ بَيْنَهَا وبين الله حجاب, because there is no screen between that supplication and Allah. That supplication reach Allah, meaning that Allah will grant that supplication. Da'watul Masjid, may Allah protect us. The other supplication that's granted, Da'watul Mustajaba, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam calls it Da'watul Mustajaba, the supplication of the traveling person. When the individual is upon a journey, it's Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ash'af wa you see that his hairs are disheveled. You see that he's covered in dust. Even when he sits in a car and is all lined up, even when he travels in a plane, you still find out somehow that there is a stress connected to that job. The individual becomes tired, becomes straightened with his mind. All he wants is just like the husband, the one who suffers from oppression or aggression. All the mind wants is, how is it? What will I do to get off the hook of this oppression? Likewise, the traveling person. His mind is upon returning home from his journey. And that was why from the sunnah of journeys is that we return home as soon as we complete our duties within the journey. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also did that in Hajj. He started saying, everybody, after the Hajj, let's go back home. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And when it was said that one of his wives, Hajiba, had not performed her tawaf, what was he saying? Alayhi salatu wa salam. He said it occurs in Sahih al-Bukhari. The Prophet was asking, is she going to be the one to keep us back? Because the mind was about returning home. In this mindset of the traveling person, his da'wah is mustajaba. When he prays to Allah, Allah will accept his prayers. The traveling person, when he prays to Allah, Allah will accept it. So let's not forget when we make journeys, we have come in this condition that Allah has guaranteed that our supplications will be answered. So instead of getting involved in discussing in vehicles, in planes, some of the people get busy pressing, touching their computers, some of the people get busy chatting, some of the people get busy other things. Why not employ that time as a practice for supplications? Because you are guaranteed. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, regarding your dua, La shakka fiha. Alayhi salatu wa salam. There is no doubt that La shakka fi istijabatiha. There is no doubt that that supplication will be granted. So let's employ our time to make journeys. The other companion supplicate for them and the hadith for them when they make the journey. We'll come back to that hadith, inshallah, in this book, Al-Adabul Mufrad. So it is also correct for us to ask for dua, pray for us. It is from the ways of evidence. We'll come back to the hadith that is in this book, Al-Adabul Mufrad. Prophet, Assalamu alaikum. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has encouraged the traveling person with dua. Since he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that the da'wah of the traveling person is mustajaba, the supplication of the person on the journey, the acceptance, la shakka fiha, and the acceptance has no doubt. Allah will accept it. Allah accept our supplications. The third person is a category of those who are guaranteed in this life of their supplications to be answered. They are the parents. We parents, pay attention to making dua for your children, because your dua over your children will be answered. Pay attention to making dua for goodness to your children. for them to allow us to ask for Allah. But it takes one for our children. Because it's to likewise, when they did something negative, so that it's not direct an action to our parents that you follow it a prayer against us by that parent. Even if we may not get that prayer, may Allah protect us. Prophet says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَدَعْوَةُ الْوَالِدَيْنِ عَلَى وَلَدِهِمَا. The third supplication that is granted and guaranteed acceptance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. دعوة الوالدين على ولدهما. Like one of the scholars had said that the God also has دعوة الوالدين لولد. The supplication of the child, of the parents for their child. It is guaranteed acceptance. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept it. So the important is that as children, we must not be in a condition where, like we mentioned earlier, direct an action towards our parents, and then it feels so bad, it feels so big. Because it's not from the basic rule that parents supplicate the things that it's not a basic. The basic rule is that parents pray for their children for goodness. The basic rule is that parents pray for goodness for their children. In fact, some of the things that the parents don't have, they beg Allah to provide it that their children. And many of the parents desire that their children have better than. So whatever a child that now brings about a reverse of this basic rule, that the child should avoid. No child should do anything that should make parents or our parents now supplicate against him or against her. May Allah protect all of us. Otherwise, the basic rule is that parents usually pray for their children. In fact, there are cases even when that child does something that is painful to that parent, you find the parents being able to be sufficiently patient, and then they pray for the child instead of passing them. So you always hear Arabs, it's very common among Arabs. They say Allah will have when the child becomes unruly and it comes to translate Allah will have may Allah guide you. Allah will have may Allah guide you. It's very, very common. But sometimes we hear the Allah. May Allah rectify when they find a child or someone who does something bad, instead of saying something negative, it's not a common against that child. Say Allah. I think these are the kinds of expressions that we should get used to as parents. Because sometimes, especially when we have teenagers, many of the brothers have had to complain about it. You find teenagers becoming unruly sometimes. Sometimes it frustrates the mothers, especially if they are boys. You always find the mother crying for help. Oh, Abu, look at this one. Like, oh, Abu, it's very, very, very common. Mothers should pay attention to these expressions, as we shall see in the next time, what they say to their child. Because what you say to that child is really going to happen to the child. There are a lot of examples regarding it. And you find that sometimes even the parents, it is when they have become old, in order of this one thing, they used to pray that Allah should grant the child. They say, oh, I used to pray that Allah should grant you this. I used to beg Allah to grant you this. And now He has granted. I have seen this kind of situation many times with the parents. Something will happen and then the parents say, oh, I have prayed that Allah should do this when you were a child. Allah forgives all of us. So parents, let us imbibe the habit of making dua regarding our children. Let us never be tired. I remember when was the Prophet of Al-Imam one of the early Muslims was explaining the verse that وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. It is praised in Surah Al-Kahf that the two young boys that Khadir suggested to Musa alayhi salam that their house should be rebuilt. Allah has told us that beneath the house was Kanzun Lahuma, was a treasure that their parents had buried for them. And those treasures, according to Abdullah ibn Abbas, were a lot of books with which they will attain piety, inshallah. So the father buried it under the house. The house was falling, and two messengers of Allah came to fill the walls of that house. And from the description that Allah gave the father of this orphan was that their father was Salih, وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا, and their father was a righteous. One of the early Muslims said that this is the benefit from the righteousness of their father. Their father was a righteous person, and here are the children benefiting from the estate that the father had left for them was being preserved by two eminent messengers of Allah. So that it means that from the righteousness of the child, from the righteousness of the parents, the child benefits. So one of the early Muslims was reported to have observing the late night prayer, and he just surprised and saw that his child was sleeping. So he was waking the boy and telling him the agitator cooked. He was waking the boy, stand up, because I'm already standing because of you. Why? My standing in Qiyamul Layl as a parent is of a positive benefit to the children. Why? Because during those times I will have the opportunity to be close to Allah, and from that the children will benefit. I'll also have opportunity to pray for the children, and the children will benefit. So as parents, when you begin to find negatives, or even you are not finding negatives with your children, be very, very prayerful regarding the children, because the prayer that you say regarding your children, wallahi, it bless those children positively, as the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has told us in this hadith. And the point of reference in this hadith that we are in, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu says, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ثلاث دعوات مستجابات لهن لا شك فيهن دعوة المظلوم ودعوة المسافر ودعوة الوالدين على ولدهما. The Prophet said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ثلاث دعوات مستجابات, three kinds of supplications are granted by Allah. لا شك فيهن, there is no doubt about their acceptance. The first of them is da'wat al-mazlum, supplication of the individual that is oppressed against the body. Allah accepts it. Wa da'wat al-musafir, the supplications of the traveling person. Allah accepts it. Wa da'wat al-walidayn ala waladihi, and the supplications of the two parents regarding the child. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts it. Likewise, when the parents curse their children, they see the negative repercussions of those things. May Allah protect us. I think that should be sufficient regarding hadith number 32. In the second hadith of that chapter, hadith number 33, he has reported it from his Shaykh Ayyash ibn Walid. He said, Rahimullah, حدثنا عياش بن الوليد قال حدثنا عبد الأعلى قال حدثنا محمد بن إسحاق عن يزيد بن عبد الله بن حسين عن محمد بن شريح أخي بني عبد الله عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول ما تكلم مولود من الناس في مهد إلا عيسى بن مريم وصاحب جريج. ما تكلم مولود من الناس في مهد إلا عيسى بن مريم وصاحب جريج. قيل يا نبي الله وما صاحب جريج؟ قال فإن جريجا كان رجلا راهبا في صومعة له وكان راعي بقر يأوي من أسفل صومعته، وكانت امرأة من أهل القرية تختلف إلى الراعي، فأتت أمه يوما فقالت: يا جريج، وهو يصلي، فقالت لنفسه وهو يصلي: أمي وصلاتي، فرأى أن يوثر صلاته، ثم صرخت به الثانية فقال في نفسه: أمي وصلاتي، فرأى أن يوثر صلاته، ثم صرخت به الثالثة فقال: أمي وصلاتي، فرأى أن يوثر صلاته، فلما لم يجبها قالت: لا أماتك الله يا جريج حتى تنظر في وجه الموتى، ثم انصرفت. فأتي الملك بتلك المرأة ولدت، فقال: من؟ قالت: من جريج. قال: صاحب الصومعة؟ قالت: نعم. قال: اكتبوا صومعته وأتوني. فضربوا صومعته بالفؤوس حتى وقعت، فجعلوا يده إلى عنقه بحبل، ثم انطلق به فمر به على المومقات، فرآهن فتبسم وهن ينظرن إليه في الناس. فقال الملك: ما تزعم؟ قال: ما تزعم؟ قال: تزعم أن ولدها منك. قال: أنت تزعمين؟ قالت: نعم. قال: أين هذا الصبي؟ قالوا: هذا هو في حجرها. فأقبل عليه فقال: من أبوك؟ قال: راعي البقر. قال الملك: أنجعل صومتك من ذهب؟ قال: لا. قال: من فضة؟ قال: لا. فما نجعلها؟ قال: فما نجعلها؟ قال: ارجوها كما كانت. قال: فما الذي تبسمت؟ قال: أمر أو أمرا عرفته أدركتني دار أمي ثم أخبره. This is a lengthy hadith, lengthy narration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Al-Imam al-Bukhari reported from the Shaykh Ayyash ibn al-Walid, who said, حدثنا عبد الأعلى. عبد الأعلى is Al-Imam Abdul A'la ibn Abdul A'la, the father and the son, yes. Abdul A'la ibn Abdul A'la Abu Muhammad al-Basri. قال: حدثنا محمد بن إسحاق. reported hadith from the Shaykh Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ishaq ibn Yasar, صاحب المجاج. If we have time, we should have spoken a bit about him because it's from amongst the books. He was reporting from Yazid ibn Abdullah ibn Sayyid, who was also reporting from Muhammad ibn Shurahdi. Shurahdi is the grandfather of Muhammad. He is Muhammad ibn Thabit ibn Shurahdi. Muhammad ibn Thabit ibn Shurahdi. And Muhammad ibn Thabit ibn Shurahdi is Akhi Bani Abdillah. He was the one reporting from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, who said, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول. This hadith has been reported by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu and Imran ibn Sayyid radiallahu anhu. Among the companions have been reported from two of them. Has been reported from Abu Hurairah. It has also been reported from Imran ibn Sayyid. And among the students of Abu Hurairah, about 5 of them have been reported from Abu Hurairah. Abu Salama, the son of Abu Faraj, one of the students of Abu Hurairah, has reported from, and others, about 5 of them have reported. Abu Rabi'ul, from the students of Abu Hurairah, also reported the hadith of Abu Hurairah. The reason I've mentioned those who have reported that we'll be having additional information from other reports. having additional information from other books. And the hadith occurs both Sahih Bukhari and Sahih of Imam Muslim, rahimahullah. In it, the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ما تكلم مولود من الناس لإمامة ما تكلم مولود من الناس لإمامة إلا عيسى بن مريم وصاحب جريج. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, ما تكلم مولود, no child, no little child from amongst the people ever spoke when he was still a child, being carried about on the beds, on stretchers, things like this, held on the hands as a child while the child lies down. No child was in this condition among the people and spoke. Except Isa ibn Maryam was Sahib Jurayj and the companion of Jurayj. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called the child in this hadith as what? Sahib Jurayj, the companion of Jurayj. So it means we can refer to a child as Sahib Jurayj. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was referring the child as what? Sahib Jurayj. Allahu Alam. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in this report only two were mentioned. The riwayah in Sahih Muslim, three of them were mentioned. And the third one is As-Sabi al-Muta'awwidu min al-Jabbar, the little child that the mother was carrying. Who the mother saw a man on a horse well dressed and was saying that Allah should make my child like this man. And the child was sucking at the time. The child stopped sucking and said to the mother that may Allah not make me be like this man. Then it was clear that that man was an oppressor and an aggressor. Was why Allah told the child to say that Allah should not make him to be like that man who was saved by his mother. These are the three cases in this hadith that we are mentioned as children. In the case of such great and the third case of the little child who rejected to be like aggressor that the mother was praying that she should be like. In the fourth case that's reported further after, and that's the case of Sahibu who made a case of the child that was mentioned in the story of Surah Al-Fatiha. So there are others that the scholars have discussed, but these four appear to be very authentic. Even though the fourth one is mentioned to be a child that is maybe to grow up, but there are reports that clearly say that that child in the story of Guru was just about 7 months old. So it still falls in the category of those who can really consider as children, people who spoke as children. But when it is removed, as it appears that case has been removed, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned three things. It appears that the other thing is alayhi salam, Sahih Jurayj, and Absadi al-Muta'awwid min al-Jabbar are the three cases that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. Allahu Alam. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told them about Sahih Jurayj, the child, the story of Jurayj. Qila ya Nabi Allah, wa ma Sahib Jurayj. The Messenger of Allah, who is that child in the story of Jurayj? So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, other reports, told us about Jurayj. He says, كانت بني إسرائيل رجل تاجر. Amongst Bani Israel, this happened after the time of Nabi Isa. That amongst Bani Israel, there was a man who was a trader. وَكَانَ يَنْقُصُ مَرَّةً وَيَزِيدُ أُخْرَى. He would get to the loss sometimes, and at other times he would make profit. فَقَالَ مَا فِي هَذِهِ التِّجَارَةِ خَيْرٌ إِلَّا أَلْتَمِسُ تِجَارَةً هِيَ خَيْرٌ مِنْهَا. This for this business that I'm engaged in, these transactions that I do, there are no much profit. what I'm going to do is that I will now face that I will tell I will now search for another business. That is far more profitable than this. Babana Sawman. When he built a worship house for himself, he came from himself in the rocks. That was how he built that room. Juraj was a trader. He was making profits sometimes, he was making losses at other times. This was what led him to now completely dedicate himself to aspects. He felt that this is the best, so let him do something. So that was what Juraj did amongst the Israel. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the report that you know here in Al-Adabul Mufrad, وَإِنَّ جُرَيْجًا كَانَ رَجُلًا رَاهِبًا بِصَوْمَعَةٍ لَهُ. Juraj was a monk. Some reports says كَانَ عَابِدًا. He was a worshipful person inside his place of worship, his heritage. Sawma'a is referred to as heritage, a place where people get themselves away from the rest of the people for the purposes of worship. They stay there and get to worship. Usually far away from the town. Usually in the outskirts of the city. People go there, sit down in a cave and just begin to dedicate themselves to worship. No, nothing. Just stay there in the name of worship. We usually see them very free resources the times after the decided. Allah told us to be about that. And that was also an innovation. It was not something that Allah had told them to do. It was ورعاه and maybe فَذَرُوهَا مَا كَتَبْنَاهَا عَلَيْهِمْ. This thing that they had started, we had not told them to do. Anyway, Juraj took to worship. He took to worship so much that فَتَذَاكَرَ بَنُو إِسْرَائِيلَ. The people amongst Banu Israel, فَتَذَاكَرَ بَنُو إِسْرَائِيلَ جُرَيْجًا وَعِبَادَتَهُ. Juraj and his worship became a talk of the town in their city. وَكَانَتْ إِمْرَأَةٌ بَغِيٌّ يُتَمَثَّلُ بِحُسْنِهَا. And there was also a woman who was a harlot. كَانَتْ إِمْرَأَةٌ بَغِيٌّ يُتَمَثَّلُ بِحُسْنِهَا. This woman, her beauty was a thing of discourse. She used to be given as a major, as a model for beauty in the city. Some report some of the people that she was the daughter of the kings, she was the daughter of the people in town. Allah, she was very, very, very beautiful. And she used to hear, like the rest of the people, the stories of Juraj and how committed Juraj was to this worship. For all, this woman then said one day, in Shittum the afternoon of Islam, if you wish, I will put Juraj into fitna for you. The beautiful woman told the people, don't worry, if you want to see me, I will get Juraj into fitna. But this woman went and presented herself to Juraj. But Juraj was a conscious, fearful servant. He did not pay any attention to this woman. May Allah protect all of us. Sometimes when you pray, and Al-Imam Ibn Jawzi in his book, Awwal, he has narrated a number of stories like this. And similarly, one of our teachers, Sheikh Satmi Al-Suhairi, who has the best tahqiq of this copy of Al-Adabul Mufrad on our screen, he also has the book As-Salafu wa Bidlatu Nisa. He also mentioned some of these stories, cases where a person would be mentioned to be full of worship. When some of the women hear about that, they want to put them into it. Allah protect them. I was given a story of a woman who told that to her husband, I will go and put so and so person into it. May Allah protect all of us. Why? The person was being praised, pious, righteous, worshipful. She does what worship. And don't forget that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had told us that ma taraktu fitnatan adra ala al-ibtari ala rijali min al-nas. One from the worst of the fitna that a man will face the fitna of. May Allah protect all of us. So this woman presented herself to Juraj, but Allah protected Juraj. وَكَانَ رَاعِي بَقَرٍ يَأْوِي إِلَىٰ أَسْفَلِ صَوْمَعَتِهِ. There was a man who was the head. He was the head. He had the head of cows. He was tending the pavement, the bottom area of the cave in which Juraj took his place of worship. That was where he would rest in Yahweh's place. He will go and rest there, take some rest, perhaps over the night. وَكَانَتْ امْرَأَةٌ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْقَرْيَةِ فَأَخْتَلِفُ إِلَى الرَّعِيِّ. So after she tried to seduce Juraj and she was not successful, started to come. This woman in the city started to come to that man who was tending cows and staying at the basement of the place where Juraj was given worship. فَأَتَتْ أُمُّهُ يَوْمًا. One day, the mother of Juraj came to the place where Juraj was worshipping. فقالت يا جريج. She called out, "Oh Juraj, أنا أمك, كلمني, I'm your mother, talk to me." In the report of Al-Imam Muslim, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reported that جعلت كفها فوق حاجبها. She placed her hands at the top of her eyebrows. ثم رفعت رأسها إليه. Then she raised her head up for it. You know how someone who's at the foot of the king will place the hand at the top of our eyebrows by way of shading the eyes from sun, so that she'll be able to look up to call out to Juraj, who was far up there. That was the gesture that she gave. She gave that gesture, and in one of the reports, the reporter said, I remember how Abu Hurairah was describing how the Prophet described how the mother of Juraj raised her hands to her face and was calling out Juraj, Ya Juraj, oh Juraj, and Ummuk Kalimni, and your mother, talk to me, talk to me. She was shouting out and calling out Juraj. Juraj heard her voice. May Allah forgive all of us. Juraj heard her voice. وَهُوَ يُصَلِّي. But at that time, he was upon the salah. فَقَرَأَ فِي نَفْسِهِ وَهُوَ يُصَلِّي. So he started telling himself silently while he was salah. His minds were suggesting to him, should I respond to my mother for salat, or I should complete my prayers? What should I do? Should I respond to my mother, or I should complete my salat? فَرَعَى الْمُغْفِرَ صَلَاتِ. But if I in judgment to give preference to the salat, ثُمَّ صَفَّحَتْ بِهِ الثَّانِيَةَ. In other reports, it was said that the woman came the next day. Her mother, the mother of Juraj, she said the call. She came She came on the second day. فَقَالَ فِي نَفْسِهِ. She did the same. She was shouting, Ya Juraj, Ya Juraj, Kallimni, Ana Ummuk, Kallimni, was shouting. Juraj heard, but he was busy with the salah. The same thing that had happened in the village. Juraj was upon a doubt. What should I do? Should I leave my salah, or should I go and respond to the call of my salah? This woman did not hear anything from her son Juraj. So she left. On the third day, she came again. May Allah be pleased with the mother of Juraj. That said that they have people upon the king. So the Prophet substituted Jesus, alayhi salatu salam, the death. So the mother of Juraj came on the third day, and she was calling out, Juraj, Juraj, Juraj. On the third day, Juraj did not respond to his mother for 3 days, despite the fact that he was hearing her voice. Neither did he end the salah and then go back to respond. Al-Hadith in particular said this is evidence that Juraj was not a learned person, even when he was a worshipper. Because if he was a learned person, he would know that he should give reference to the call of his mother, which was of religion, over the superlative prayers that he was performing. Al-Imam al-Qurtubi Abu Bakr in his book Al-Mufrad in Shams, he was even saying that even if he intended to complete the salah, he had taken the salah, complete the salah, and then answered to the call of his mother. For 3 days, the mother was calling out to Juraj, and Juraj was not responding to his mother, even though he was hearing his mother. On the 3rd day, after she was calling out, Juraj, Ana Uku, can you leave me? I'm your mother. Talk to me. Juraj, your mother. And one of the importance of mentioning to Juraj and your mother is that you know that I have a right over you for you to respond to. But Juraj was a sponsor, which was not an obligation, and he did not respond to his mother. Then the mother said, La amadaka Allahu ya Juraj, hatta tanzura fi wajhika hasad. Oh Juraj, I have called you and called you. Allah will not take your life. Hatta tanzura fi wajhika hasad. Until Allah will make the face of halal. That was what she said against Juraj. You will not pass away. In other reports in Muslim, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that the mother of Juraj said, Allahumma inna hadha Juraj. Oh Allah, this is Juraj. Wa huwa ibni, and he is my son. Wa inni kallamtuhu fa aba an kalima. I have been calling him, talking to him, but he has refused to speak. Allahumma, oh Allah, fala tumithu hatta turiyahu mu'misa. Do not take the life of Juraj hatta turiyahu mu'misa, until you make him see the face of halal. There is a point of benefit there. It means that these people, their minds were not people, if they are getting to worship, they are not people who have anything to do with men or little virtues. In any way, they would not be teaching them, such that seeing them became a thing of a curse. But we know in the generation that everywhere you want to be different people, you want whatever you want, something, someone, somehow. Like one of us, the Sheikh Abdul gave a lecture on speaking at Salam, and he was saying that one of the best suggestions that is to actually keep watching yourself. And then he said that even if you keep watching yourself, what that will be the various means of the competition that will bring that thing they are running away from society to your doorstep, to your hand, to your house. Allah protect. So, when age, his mother said, praying to Allah, Inna ada Juraj, wa huwa ibni, wa inni kallamtuhu fa aba an kalima. Allahumma la tumithu hatta turiyahu al-mu'misa. Oh Allah, do not kill Juraj, don't take his life. Hatta turiyahu al-mu'misa. To make him see the face, look at the halos in their faces. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لو دعت عليه أن يجبن لقتل. لو دعت عليه أن يجبن لقتل. If the mother had called to Allah to rage all the flowers, that the fallen prayers of the parents regarding the child is answered. The prayers of the parents regarding the child is answered. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Law da'at, if the mother of Juraj had begged Allah, that Ashlufdana, that Juraj should fall into the fitna of Zina in the woman, that's what he would certainly have put to trials. May Allah protect all of us. This woman gave this supplication from Mansorat, and then she left the city. فَأُتِيَ الْمَعْلِكُ بِتِلْكَ الْمَرْأَةِ وَلَدًا. That woman who had presented herself with instructions to Juraj, that Juraj had now gone to the head who was taking care of the head of the cows. Because it is both of us that كانت امرأة أهل القرية تختلف إلى الرحيم. And then that she was always going to that man. That man was not her husband. She was not her family. Neither was she her husband. She was going to him and having peace given to the man. Something that Jurayj had given. Allah protect all of us. So it happened that the woman got pregnant. She became pregnant and gave birth to it. The woman was brought before the king of the town. The man started to ask the woman, from who? We know you not to be a married girl. From who is responsible for this child? She said it was from Jurayj. Allah protect all of us. The king asked the girl, was it that man who was always in the Sawma, the place of worshiping? Is he the one that has impregnated? Now, she said, yes, him, the one who had impregnated. She knew that it was a lie. Allah protect all of us. When he gave an order, go and destroy the worship place of the village. In other reports, it was mentioned that when he got there, they called out to Jurayj to not come, and they started using their hands and other instruments. When he wanted to fall upon Jurayj emerged from the place of worship. The king also gave the order that he should bring Jurayj. So the second came the place of worship of Jurayj with their hands. Until it fell down. They also placed, they now tied Jurayj. They punished Jurayj. They tied the hands of Jurayj to his neck. In other reports, they started to beat Jurayj. In fact, some of the people started to say that Naasir Ibrahim you are just receiving people claiming to be worshipped. You are not the worshipped. Are you not the one who has been ready to be Jurayj? In other reports, it said that they are asking him and I asked his name. They carried him around the city. Allah protect all of us. So, the book that their brain came out and they did all of that. So they took Jurayj. Al-Adabul. So they passed by, as they took him around the city, they passed by prostitutes from Jurayj saw them and then he smiled. And these men in adults were also Jurayj who was taken away from them. This is that so when they got to him from God, said, that this woman is killed. In some reports said that the man said, why have the Jurayj? Kunna naraka khayran. What to be Jurayj? Kunna naraka khayran. He thinks that we used to consider you to be from the best of people. What is it that this woman is now telling us about you? Jurayj started to ask, what is it that she has claimed? He thinks that Jurayj, this woman, has claimed, has told him, that this child that she has given up to this problem. Jurayj then said to her, Auntie Tasrani, oh woman, are you also claiming that I have had something to do with you? Nah. The woman said, yes. Jurayj said, Aina hadha Sadiq. Where did that little young child? That is it that the girl is hanging on her hands, on her feet. She was carrying the girl, she was carrying the baby on her lap. So that is it that the girl, the woman is carrying. Juraj told this woman. In other reports, it said that Juraj said, Daruni Hatta Usalliya. Untie me, because he had tied him. Untie me Hatta Usalliya, so that I would observe my salah. Fasalla. Juraj then observed salah. Falamma insarafa. Ata Sabiya. Fafa'ana fi Baktu. When Juraj ended his salah, he came to that child who was claimed to be from him. Juraj then tapped the baby upon his tummy. He tapped the tummy of the baby, and then said, Ya Ghulam, O little child, Man Abuk, who is your father? So Juraj said, Man Abuk, Qala Rabi'ul. The child said, listen, that man who was tending cows, the one who is my father. That was what the child said. In other reports, he said, فَأَخْبَرُ عَلَى جُرَيْجٍ فَقْبِلُونَهُ وَيَتَمَسَّحُونَ. He put on to Juraj to فَقْبِلُونَهُ. That is Juraj or Abi وَيَتَمَسَّحُونَ. Everybody was shooting and touching Juraj because of what he had said. The first thing that he considered is to have a destiny to take a part of one. And then when they found that he was not guilty, he was innocent, they were jubilating, they were happy, everybody was happy with Juraj. In this case, the king now said, should we reconstruct your place of worship using gold? Break the law. In the body, should we use silver? So how then do we reconstruct your place of worship? Give it as it was before. Just give me a place of worship as it was before. There's a major point of lesson here. Do not just be asking to information without searching, finding out about the truth of what you have heard. This thing now became so disturbed about what he had done to Juraj. He was Juraj, and he had ordered that the place of worship of Juraj should be destroyed even before investigating whether Juraj was actually culpable or that he was innocent. Instead of investigating, he gave an order for the destruction of the place of worship that was used by Juraj. So now he had to start trying to pacify Juraj and be sure that Juraj was happy with regards to them. Juraj also was balanced in his demands. He was not going to demand something bigger than what had been destroyed, especially in his gold. I'm sure perhaps some of us would have said, yes, do this with gold. He said silver. Some of us would have said, yes, do this with silver. In both cases, Juraj was saying, la. Allahu Alam. And correctly, Juraj was a very sincere worship. He just wanted what exactly had been destroyed from the place of worship. So Juraj was in this condition, and he had asked that his place of worship be used exactly as it was. Now we come to another point of reference of this hadith. The king now asked Juraj, for what reason did you smile when you were praying? You were praying, you were teaching, the ayat, you were meditating, and you passed by Allah. You now look at them, and then you see, why did you say, after I interrupted you? Juraj said that was a important issue that I know. I understood why I smiled at the supplication of my mother. So when he saw the halos and saw that he smiled, oh, that was the result of that supplication that his mother had supplicated against him. So then Juraj told them the story between himself and his mother. When his mother came and was shouting and calling out Juraj, and the mother did not hear it. The point of reference is that supplication of the mother of Juraj. She had said that Allahumma, oh Allah, Juraj is my son. Inna hadha Juraj wa huwa ibni wa inni kallamtuhu fa'aba an yukallimani. Juraj is my son, but he has refused to talk to me when I spoke to him. Allahumma, oh Allah, Allah to me, because of what he has done. La to me to hatta to yahu. Do not make him die until you make him see the days of Mu'min. How long? Allah will. And the Prophet told us, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, by way of making us be sure that whatever the parents say regarding the child, that child makes it. Now the alayhi and you can now put the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, that mother has begged Allah the child now put you would have certainly fought it. Why? Because that was what you did. Allah, from the supplication of the children, we died in that sort of supplication that answered. La shakka. There is no doubt about the fact that those supplications granted as parents. So this is the major point of reference. Parents, be careful what you say regarding your child. Be careful what you say regarding your child. And children also, be careful what you do regarding your parents. That you do not become someone that the parents even when you do not even hear what they have said. Just find out that you have difficulties in life, different aspects of life. You wouldn't know that you are suffering from the supplication against one of your parents against you. In all of this, if it happens, don't forget, in that hasanat, in that sayyi'at, children should make sure that they do good, so that the parents will also come to make good supplications for them for goodness. Allah forgive us all. I think we deliberately took the time so that we can move ahead and look close to it. The very every hadith and the message inside it was clear. You raise the worshiper instead of responding to all which he called on his mother. Choose to continue providing spiritual salah that he was that, and that was an error that he committed. Even after the salah, I have gone to search for his mother to know why she wanted and why she said that nature. Allah for all of us and make us good children to our parents. Not make us children against the parents who even Islam make us parents who even to regularly something for our children. And also allow us to make our children who is so much that we interested regularly something. I think we can stop that as I think just one or two questions. Abu Yusuf, we have one. Alhamdulillah, we have.
Now, this question is saying, this question is saying, the session I said his father was angry with him when he was a boy, a young boy, and he fought him. So he now asked him, he was very angry with him when he was very young. Yes. So he caused him. So he's asking, should he ask him to report his fault or just pray for him?
He should ask him to pray for him. You should ask him to pray for him in the opposite of a cross. You should ask him to pray for him in the opposite of the cross. The least gain in the least thing to be gained is that you bring down that cross. Especially if it was in God that was desired. I think that's the point that should have been made. If it is the cross that is yours, some topics are not desired. Parents would call the child as why wear a hijab. But I want to wear hijab, and then he's hospital. Where are you hospital to salah? We have seen all of these kinds of things. So parents can cause that child only lovingly. That supplication will not be answered against the child. But if deservingly, if that person had caused his father deservingly, then it means that he has to do a lot of things by way of revoking and reducing the influence of that person. He is nice to the father such that from the innermost part of him he will feel pleased with you and then make supplications for you. Of course, in Al-Hasanat that they are good things take away the good ones. Don't forget that we had learned in these classes when we spoke about the parents, and when people they should go back to the parents to make them happy, so that they counsel the negative thing they had done with something that is possible. Also, if the positive is repeatedly done, it's a thing of benefit, inshallah. So you should go back to the parents with goodness, with lots of goodness, that will make them. Perhaps the parents will even think and say, oh, I had cost you one day, and then he will revoke the cost. Allah protect all of us.
The other question says, based on the narration of the race, is it permissible to terminate a message to respond to our parents?
Now,
is it permissible to terminate a message?
Yes, it is permissible. In fact, almost obligatory, because the call of the parents is obligatory on the child to answer. That's a salah that's from the nawafil. If it is an obligatory prayer, then the rights of Allah are most deserving to be fulfilled. If you are on the first, go home. After, not to be sharp. And that kind of a call comes, be patient. Complete your salah. But if you were on a salah that was not obligatory, and she's calling you, come, you can stop the salah and go to her. Stop the salah and go to her. Also, if you hear the call, a pressing call. Because in this case of Jurek, it was not just a call. It was a pressing call she was feeling. She was shouting out. She came on the first day, she came on the second day, she came on the third day. It was a call that was just beyond an ordinary call. This is why some of the scholars even said that it was not because it was just it was a call happening during the first day, during the second, during on the third day. So that if we have a call from our parents, and we can sense that it's not a call that was an emergency, we could quickly hasten off, like Al-Imam al-Qurtubi said, Abul Abbas, we could hasten off, complete the salah, and then attend to that call of the parents. We could do that. But if it's a call that sounds very, very urgent and emergency, I mean, it's required, can end that call, can end the supplementary salah, the nafila, and then quickly attend to the mother. If it's an urgent call, then we should stop the salah. It becomes obligatory or not. I think we can take the last question now.
What is the best prayer a parent can offer the child?
Well, the best of the prayers are the prayers that guarantees this dunya and akhirah. The best of dua are the dua that guarantees dunya and akhirah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself was saying, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. He was used to say that give us the best of the dunya and the best of akhirah. Although some of the scholars have said that what is that make us rich in the dunya? Yes, richness is from the hasanah. But the real hasanah of dunya that will guarantee hasanah of akhirah is that the child becomes someone who is worshipful, who is knowledgeable, who is upon the deep attitude. The most important thing is being upon the deep. That was why Ibrahim said regarding himself and his children, Oh Allah, protect myself, what I hear and now. Protect myself and my children from idol worship. When the Prophet ﷺ wanted to advise Muaz about saying dua, after expressing his love for Muaz in the and then Muaz also said that he loved the Prophet ﷺ. What was that dua the Prophet said? Allahumma a'inni al-tazidika wa shukrika wa husni ibadah. Oh Allah, help me to who will render to be someone who was studying thankful to you, who will remain happiness in you. As for wealth, as for children, as for these are other barakat that are connected to them. If it's a professor and a doctor and a mushrik or mushrik, if someone who is a holy guy, if someone who denies Allah, what you do, what benefit, what hasana is that? Because all of those things that Allah will give to him from God, he has to be punished in the earth. So the basic thing we must never forget in our supplications regarding our children and regarding ourselves is that Allah makes us the people of Deen. Allah makes us the people of Deen, make us steadfast upon the religion, don't make us leave off the track of rightness upon the religion. If we also ask for the peace of this world, we ask for wealth, we ask for knowledge, we ask for all of that things from the things of this world and obtain. Of course, they are also encouraged. An individual can be successful in all I think it will answer that question, and I think it's sufficient for us to stop that today. Bismillah will rectify the internet challenge, will rectify the over the week.
No.
Amin one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.